Hi dreamers. You know how I'm really buttoned up and very prepared for these videos? Well, today I thought I would record in a more freestyle way. I think I mentioned to you in a recent video that Seeking Alpha reached out to me and said, "Hey, Dividend Dream, we love your channel and we noticed that you're using Seeking Alpha. So why don't we just give you a premium membership so you can have even better data?" Hey, thanks Seeking Alpha for the premium services. So what I thought I would do today is actually just discover the platform while I'm recording so that you can see what I'm seeing. The only thing I've done so far is actually put my stock values in here. And already what I'm seeing is almost like a live update of what's changing on these stocks. Look at that. Ooh, I like that. It's alive. Now, what you can do from what I've seen is go up to this link button and actually link your brokerage here. And I did that with my TD, but the Fidelity link had some connection issues today, so I thought I'd do it a different way. And oh, by the way, my understanding is that they link via Plaid that has end-to-end encryption, so they never actually have your account information, which is kind of nice to know. So since I couldn't connect it all, I just went over here and I literally cut and pasted from the exact Excel sheet that I show you guys in my other videos. And I didn't even have to separate it via commas. I just literally pasted it in here, and within like a minute, everything was in here. So that's pretty cool. And of course, I called this portfolio the Dividend Dream, but it represents all of the stocks that I have in my TD and my Fidelity accounts. So right away, what I'm noticing, just a very easy score over to the right-hand side of their proprietary system score, Seeking Alpha author score, and a Wall Street score. And I gotta say, I'm already liking what I'm seeing with not a lot of red showing up in my portfolio. That's fantastic. The other thing that I noticed right away is this little health score that piques my interest. So let's take a look at that. And it looks like it's just a quick gut check of how well your portfolio is doing. I'm kind of right on the cusp of, neutral to buys, which is, I think, a nice place to be. And so it looks like it's showing the overall quant score, the author score, and then my dividend safety score, which is really kind of cool. 17 stocks ultra safe, 26 stocks very safe, 14 stocks safe, and only 9 that are in the risky area, and none that are very risky. And that makes a lot of sense to me because I do a lot of research to make sure that my dividends are going to be safe for the long term. So this is kind of a fun exercise because it's almost like a quick health check on your portfolio. Just imagine if your portfolio was sucked into this automatic tool and you saw a bunch of reds here. That might be something to at least be concerned about and then start to do some research to see if it's what you expected to see or not. So let's see. Let's take a look at some other things. Again, I'm not really familiar as I'm just starting this premium service. Go to maybe ratings. And this is kind of interesting because they've got ETF scores over here. And these are pretty much the ETFs in my portfolio. SPHD, Devo, and SCHD. And I'm liking what I'm seeing right here already in terms of expenses, dividends, risk. But this is kind of cool because I could see it looks like you can click on any of these and just get a gut check on what the scores are inside of this platform. And then if you see anything that piques your interest that you want to check out, it looks like all of these are clickable. Now, of course, I'm attracted to this dividends tab. So let's take a look at what this looks like. Okay, so PTY is a bond fund, so clearly this information is not filled in. But here we go with O. B- on safety, A+ on growth, A+ on yield, and A+ on consistency. And given that this is my biggest position, that makes me feel great. And this is kind of nice, where you can look across very quickly and see payout ratios, dividend growth rates or CAGRs for the 3-year, 5-year, and then number of years of growth. So once again, on quick glance, I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing with not a lot of red. And with any of these ones that are red, that's a place to start research and see what you think about why that rating exists. Let's sort on years of growth. Wow, very impressive. 66 years for GPC and Procter & Gamble, over 50 years for J&J, Lowe's, FRT, Mo, and Pep. I just have a lot of heavy hitters in my portfolio. Another thing that's kind of interesting to me is this up and downgrade tab. And it looks like you can see if a change has occurred. In this case, SJR has been upgraded by the Seeking Alpha authors to buy from hold on 1/3. So as I look at this might be an interesting thing to monitor as you see things being upgraded or downgraded. And it does look like here that you can set alerts to any of these symbols that I've put in here. And I can see that they are all checked marked. And I have noticed that they've started to stream into my emails. So I guess once you put all of your stocks in here, this is a good way to stay on top of all the news. Okay, let's click into one of these pages. And here I can see basically what I could see in the free version, with the ability to see how the stock price has changed over the last 5, 10 years, etc. But now the ratings are opened up as to whether or not this stock is rated a buy, a hold, or a sell. And I don't know if you guys have picked up on this, but I've been adding to Sun Life Financial lately. And this is part of the reason why, even before I was seeing this particular rating. So when I see something like this, it kind of makes me happy because I did a ton of research in order to identify this opportunity. But potentially this platform will make my job a lot easier to find opportunities when everyone kind of agrees that, hey, this is into buy territory. So that's cool. And then it looks like there's always the ability to hover and read a little bit more about what these things are. Because, I'm seeing this for the first time. I don't know what factor grades are. So this is saying Seeking Alpha grades each stock by 5 factors: value, growth, profitability, momentum, and earnings per share revisions. And to do this, we compare the relevant metrics for the factor in question for the stock to the same metrics of other stocks in its sector, and then assign a grade from A+ to F. So I guess in this case, good profitability. And when I click on it, it gives you all the numbers and information, and then makes it easy for you with these grades. For me, sometimes you really do need to use this as a pointer system and then do your own research to figure out how to put some of these things into perspective. What I mean by that is sometimes things like payout ratio are weird for REITs, for telecoms, and for utilities, simply because you have to realize that on any platform with automation, these numbers are pulling from data sets. And so there could be some metrics that you just want to double check whenever you see something that's just not what you were expecting. But in any case, this looks great. And the other thing that I'm seeing here is just all of this is opened up in terms of being able to read all of these articles. And then down at the bottom here, it looks like all of your PE information, your revenue information, your growth information, dividend information, the dividend growth history. Wow. Okay. So this is all the transcripts and investor presentations. Dang. So yeah, I mean, this bottom area is where you could really nerd out. And I think I read that down here at the bottom, they've got 10 years of company information. So everything is kind of packed into this one page. Of course, I'm always attracted to the dividends tab. And so this just gives you more information about safety, growth, yield, and consistency, and all of the particulars around it. So this is interesting clicking on the Peers tab, because I can see, like, for example, Sun Life as compared to MFC, which I also hold, PFG, which I also hold, PRU, which I also hold, and just get a really quick snapshot. This is also interesting, again, just scanning visually to see what might be a buy versus a hold. These factor grades, which they talked about, the total returns, and the dividends. So far, I'm liking all of the ones that I own, of course. And once again, all the ones that I own have great scores in dividend safety, growth, yield, and consistency. So I'm imagining that in the future, I could use this to really compare maybe 4 or 5 that I don't own, or maybe I'm thinking of rotating, and just compare where they are in their cycle. Very nice, Seeking Alpha. I also see this top stocks and top rated dividend stocks. So let's take a look there. And it looks like you can quickly see highly rated stocks kind of cherry picked for you. So I think this is where Seeking Alpha is really going to shine, is to really cut down on my research time and just give me a bird's eye view of maybe some things that I otherwise wouldn't be considering. Like, I would never have thought about Pine or have that at the top of my list right now. But maybe it's something I will take a look at and just see what I think. So for me, it's the beginning of research and then deep diving into it and cross-checking with my brokerage sources as well, which brings me back to my portfolio page, because I've already curated a lot of my stocks based on my own personal research. But I tell you what, it really is nice to kind of have this health score or gut check that's just reinforcing my picks. So I'll need to spend a little bit more time with this. And where I see any reds, which I'm kind of happy to see not very many, I'll dive in a little bit more and just take a look and see what I think about it. So that's all I had for you guys today. I just wanted to kind of record this live as I was discovering it, so you could discover it along with me. I'm going to spend a lot more time in here so that I can keep my eyes on my portfolio and also some opportunities coming up. And if you guys are interested in Seeking Alpha Premium, there is a link in my description. And no pressure, because all of this information is out there in various forms and fashion for free. But I tell you what, it does look like it cuts down on the research time for sure, and makes it pretty easy to look across. Well, I'm excited. And once again, just thank you to Seeking Alpha for reaching out and giving me these premium services. That's pretty awesome. It was actually something on my Christmas list, so I see it as a bonus. Well, that's it for today. As always, I encourage you to do your own research, then implement and learn by putting it into practice. As a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, so keep in mind these videos are for entertainment and inspiration only. I'll see you on the flip side.